Big Daddy C-Block's power, got the streets devoured. Gold chains glisten in the hour, flow like a sizzling shower. Spit fire like a dragon, crews left staggering. Imagine in the habit, check it, Big Daddy moving, calculating the scheme. Rough neck, no bleeding, hardcore eyes gleam. C-Block dominion, pure raw strength in the kitchen.
All you Mogan Davids know what time it is. It's the C Block on the Media Virus podcast. I'm getting a kickback in my headphones. I don't know why it's doing that.
We're getting it too. Oh, I've got it now.
Ooh, it's everybody.
I'm not.
You go away? Nope.
Nope.
How about me?
Yeah, everybody's got it except for Pete.
Pete.
What do you mean? I didn't do anything.
But you're the only one that doesn't have an echo. And I know it seems like you're the only one, you're the innocent one. But something tells me it's you.
Yeah, I mean,
hang on a second. Let me.
You're being innocent. Points out your guilt.
I have no idea how I could be me.
All right, I'm gonna mute his mic, and it's gone. No, it's not. Shit. No, he unmuted it. Son of a bitch. Hello. Okay.
All right. Okay. We're good.
But if I unmute Pete's mic, it comes back.
Son of a bitch.
This wasn't doing it before we started. This wasn't happening. Jesus fucking Christ. Let me see something. Move him and then bring him back.
Today is the best day of the rest of my life.
Hey.
I don't know.
Infamy.
Do me a favor, Pete.
What?
I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Okay.
All right. Jesus. So what's new in the world of Big Daddy?
Let's see. The next Fearless show is going to be at the Wilmington Chancery, which is
what's going on here?
fucking, I don't know, downtown Wilmington. Look it up. ctc.org. That'll be next Friday, June the whatever the fuck.
Did Pete leave and come back yet? No, he didn't. Okay, so because it echo seemed to have gone away,
and then he was talking to himself.
I think he was. All right, so Big Daddy was trying to promote a show, but he no longer gives a fuck. So,
Because I forgot a lot of the details, and I don't know why that is. It's next Friday at the Chancery Market in Wilmington. So go to ctc.org for more information, and watch me make people laugh.
well, there you go. If you want to meet Big Daddy, and tell him just how you feel about him, that's how you do it. So, I don't have much on the agenda, except for I wanted to talk to you guys and get your opinion on this. I know it's Fox News, but bear with me because the head
this once.
because I looked it up and it's a real thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not some fabricated bullshit. This is a real, legit story.
Right.
So, the Democrats spent $20 million on a bizarre American man strategy plan study, an effort to dig out of the 2024 political loophole. So what they did is they went to a very, very posh, lush hotel.
And that's how politicians do it. If you need to have a meeting, you do it someplace nice.
Right. And they locked themselves in and then had a think tank.
That's not
And order some of the craziest stuff on room service.
That's not the way you use that word, but go ahead. I know what you mean.
What, me?
Yeah.
Think tank?
Yeah.
How am I not using that word right?
Well, you're talking about politicians, first of all.
Yeah, a room full of politicians. That would be a brainstorming session. A think tank is a
Brainstorming. That's a little.
a think tank is
no.
a company that basically all they produce is opinion pieces. Political think tanks. They're
Well, the Democrats are spending millions studying American male syntax, sparked condemnation from conservatives and Democrats alike on social media. Yeah, people aren't happy. I'm trying to find the fucking hotel.
So they're not happy with the way men speak.
No, they're not happy with. They're not courting enough American male voters.
the Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has completely alienated American men, and now is wondering why they won't vote for them.
They're trying to figure out how they can have a voice among American men so that they can actually try to get more votes.
Sure.
And so some of the ideas they came up with, there's like pro-democratic commercials in video games.
Because those sound super fun.
So then, are American men? So American men are basically Republican? Is that what I'm understanding?
Children?
No, they're just saying, there can be.
They're
Like,
looking.
you can really not, you cannot participate. There are plenty of third parties that people belong to. I think what's scaring everybody is that it's going to develop into a new party, and that's because we got to get rid of this fucking avant-garde fucking. I know if you get too many parties in one election, it can lead to disaster.
But just two isn't working anymore.
But yeah, no, just two is not. It's not working, especially since it's kind of the same douchebags over and over again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But they had a real. I think most American men don't like the way the Democratic Party is headed, and I think it's.
So then is the question then, how are American men voting currently?
Well, they might not be. There's always
abstention.
They might not be. They might be. They might be voting for the Republican candidate,
Or
just the other guy,
or third party.
Anybody but you, or third party, and that's I'm sure a lot of people just stood down.
I tried to get people to write me in on,
So the confab was to figure out what the fuck are we going to do now?
Right. Because they've alienated so many men. Because they, I think a lot of American men don't want, gender and pronouns shoved up down their throats.
And they went so hard with that after Obama.
All the time. all the time. And and all of the other things, like it's so many fractured groups of people that they're trying to align themselves with, like Gays for Palestine, like that don't make sense. And you can't play. You're trying to be everything to everybody, and you can't be. You just can't be. You can't be for the little guy and champion big business. You can't be. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't be for Israel and Palestine. You can't be. You can't be for Ukraine and for Russia. You can't be. But they're trying.
Were there any conclusions reached in this?
Yeah, they're going to put video game. They're going to put commercials in video games and try to find.
You can't be for chocolate and against peanut butter.
The best thing that they could come up with is to put ads in video games.
That's kind of like,
Like I said, they think we're children.
We are on some level.
Damn.
All of us.
Come on. Where else? There are other places that you can find a grown-ass man to have a political conversation than in a video game.
Right.
And I would venture to say much better places.
And then you're just opening up a can of fucking worms, because once you start fucking advertising in video games, then the other party's going to start advertising in video games.
Yeah.
And they're going to do a better job of it.
And nobody's going to
play it. You can't sell a Subaru before you play Modern Warfare 3. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't say, oh, peace, love, and nobody's illegal, and then go kill these dudes.
Meanwhile, I don't know if this got released from Muted Virus Podcast, but Ubisoft has decided that teabagging, otherwise known as diddying, is no longer allowed in their games. So it is well known that after you kill an opponent,
you teabag them.
You teabag them. The kids are also calling it diddying. Either way, that is no longer allowed.
Then why am I playing? Dude, let me explain to you how important it is to make sure that your testicles touch the forehead of another male after you defeat. When you defeat
virtually, not actually.
No, in any way. If you defeat somebody, you should get your testicles on their forehead.
You have earned the right.
It's your God-given right.
The gayest words ever spoken on the Media Virus Podcast.
This isn't about sex. This is about conquest. This is about defeating your opponent and marking your territory. Maybe you can just stand over him and piss on him. You just go stand next to him and go, I'm peeing on you. We call this R-Kellying. I'll never forget. I was, I think Matt had a PS. No, it was a Wii. It was the Wii, and we were. And we had Call of Duty on the Wii. And Call of Duty on the Wii is fucking cool because you can buy like a gun, to set your shit up in, and fucking, it's like you're there, dude. It's fucking cool. And I loved playing on the Wii. It's to the point where, like, on the controller, I'm not as good as I am on the Wii. It's like you're there.
Right.
And the first time I ever hooked up a headset and played zombies. I thought I was going to be like, we're going to be able to fucking communicate. We're going to be able to hold these fuckers off. We're going to be able to. It was just nothing but fucking insults and people fighting over getting the points and all this other shit. And I was just like, to the point where, like, I stopped using it.
Yeah.
in that lobby. I would only use the headset if I was like in a lobby with other people that I knew. And that way, and we would like play Nuketown. Like me and Matt would set up a practice run. We'd set up Nuketown, me and him versus eight people on hardened. We would fuck shit up. Let me tell you something. Because here's the thing: they can't get a kill streak. There's only 2 of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're all over the place. So it's just like murder. It's just fucking there's nothing really makes me feel better like computerized murder. Just running through. There used to be a game on PS2 called State of Emergency, where you just ran through a mall with all kinds of different weapons and just mowed people down. It was fantastic. Dude, you start out with a little like a pea shooter gun. At one point you have a fucking bazooka. You're just lobbing grenades into a fucking crowd. It's so satisfying.
I will counter. The only thing more satisfying than being able to mow down a crowd of people at a mall is being able to teabag them after you finish.
See? You have to you know, that's the point. You've defeated your enemy. I mean,
it's in the art of war. It's in the art of war that you should be defeat your enemies soundly.
It's the first thing he mentions. The first thing he goes, teabag your forehead. Dude, Haribo, the gummies. They issued a major recall after popular gummies found to be tainted with cannabis. You know, all the jokes we used to make about nobody wants to give your kids drugs. Dude, drugs are so cheap now. People are trying to give your kids drugs. What the fuck is like, what a time to be a kid, dude.
I don't know if that's the greatest idea.
I think somebody at the Haribo factory said, hey, we'll make some gummies.
Well, Haribo is investigating how one of its popular gummy products apparently became tainted with cannabis after several people reported fell ill in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
You fucking... Let me tell you something. We wouldn't have ratted you out here in the States, motherfucker. Everything would have been cool.
Here's what happened. Because it's not exactly legal there.
All right.
So, like, there's these businesses that do things. Somebody probably said, yeah, I can get you in. We'll make some gummies. And they got busted or fucked up and left something. And
when all the kids got the munchies and were mellowed out on the couch, they were like, something's up.
No, you know what? Because if you're like 8 years old, an edible trip could be fucking terrifying.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Because you don't even know what you're afraid of. You don't know what's freaking you out. You've got no fucking clue. You're like,
No frame of reference.
None. You know, and it's a pretty powerful, you know, and it's a while. So you kind of like, if you're not expecting it, man, you're like, something's wrong. I gotta lay down.
I gotta eat some more of these gummy bears.
It can sneak up on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like you don't feel it coming, and it hits you like a bat.
Oh. The next thing to move on to, I guess, would be somebody shared this. If you heard these phrases as a child, you were raised by parents who didn't know how to show love.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's actually, it's just a list. Somebody followed my mom around.
Right.
Stop crying. Nothing's wrong.
Whoops. I didn't think my parents were going to be on this list.
Dude, all of our parents are on this list. Your feelings are invalid. If nothing is wrong, why do you feel bad? And here's the emotions are inconvenient for other people. Yes, they are.
I don't see anything that is incorrect in those statements.
Right. Feelings are stupid. Everybody knows that. People stop worrying about how they felt. I'm not even joking anymore, man. If you stop worrying about how you feel, get out and fucking do something. Dude, I don't know something's happened to me. I've like completely turned over a fucking. It's like a New Year's resolution. I just, dude, for a month.
Therapist broke you.
For a month, I have been exercising heavily for at least 45 minutes a day.
And you haven't been very funny.
What?
I haven't been what?
You haven't been very funny though.
No, you're right. I haven't been. It's like I'm taking out all my anger on the running, and then I'm okay. Well, the running in
then I'm safe.
Are you?
Ooh, maybe
I can always make fun of you, Pete.
Maybe we can record your runs and play back edited versions
It would just be me singing random lyrics
of your
and spitting everywhere.
your stream of consciousness.
Are you like running like the streets? Or are you running in like a gym treadmill?
Like the streets out in the sunshine. I walked into a Planet Fitness today, and if it was a situation where there was somebody that made commission off of signing me up, they would have signed me up. But because I could sign up at any time on the phone, I just walked out and then started to think, like, it kind of looks like a fucking factory. Like, you're just, I like being out in the sunshine. You know what I mean? But I want to go somewhere.
I have trouble seeing you out enjoying the sunshine. Like
Dude, that's why I'm bringing, that's why I'm talking about it, because it's not something I've normally doing. Today I took my shirt off for the last half a block run just because I had
exactly is your route that you run?
Well, I take my dog for a walk around the block
To warm up.
To just kind of warm up. And you know that monument at the beginning of my development? Yeah. I do like stretching exercises on that wall. Right? Then I'll walk back, drop the dog off. Then I'll run back. And when I say run, it's a light jog for most people. But for me, it's I'm not going to make excuses, but it's a light jog because I'm trying to do it the whole time.
Does it look kind of gay?
Yes.
Okay.
I know I look gay.
So you're saying I probably won't get out of first gear?
No. So then
can you talk about what happened the first time you decided that you were going to make this run?
Yeah, it's all right. So I was walking the dog.
What led up to this decision?
Dude, literally something. The dog was pulling me. All right, so this is the scenario. Erica has been working out.
I'm gonna make it weird. What were you wearing, man?
I was wearing a negligee.
Fucking what?
I was wearing a negligee. So Erica's been working out, and I like to go for walks. And going for a walk is one of the things she'll do. But when she walks, she doesn't walk for leisure. She's walking. And I have the dog, and she always wants me to be up ahead of the dog. And the dog will either pull me to go one way or pull me to stop moving. Like, the dog's constantly pulling me. So I just one point I just said, fucking run. Just run. And I started running. And then, I waited for her. And at that point, like, we were sharing earbuds. Like, I had one earbud and she had the other. So I could only run up so far until the earbud disconnected. And then I have to wait for her. And then, and then she went in and I did another circuit around. And then the next day I went around twice and went up the back, because behind me, there's a hell of a hill, a really steep, incline. And I ran up that. So now when I leave, I take the dog for a walk, and then I go up that back road, go up through there. Then there's a park. There's the community center in that lawn. I do some stretching and some yoga in the grass. because I want to ground myself for a couple of minutes a day, at least touch the earth. I know that sounds weird too, coming out of my mouth, but I can't do it barefoot, so I do yoga. Then I'll go to the basketball court. I do, it's a lot of back stretches. It's a lot of leg stretching because I'm trying to run. I'll do rotators. I'm just trying to be I want to be limber. That's all I want to do. I want to be limber. I'm tired of being a cripple.
At what point did the aliens come and abduct you?
I don't know. It was 2 days before my 49th birthday.
So I'm hearing that Matty Rockdeath is outside enjoying the sunshine and doing yoga in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point where I have to look around to make sure I don't get raped, because I'm doing the child's pose and I'm trying to push my armpits to the ground. You know what I mean? So my ass is way up in the air. So my head's on a swivel.
Okay, so we're all in agreement that Matty Rockdeath would call Matty Rockdeath gay for doing this.
Matty Rockdeath does call Matty Rockdeath gay for doing this.
Matty Rockdeath Jr.
If he could drive by himself, he would throw things.
And it's funny, whenever I see anybody on the street, I just wave and smile. They wave and smile back. Just wave and smile. You know.
Did you switch weed?
And I'm telling you, it's been a month. I would say the 7th is probably the first day I did it.
I feel like somebody switched your brand of coffee to see if you notice.
No, to the point where I've started to wake up and do that first. Because I feel so good when I'm done. I feel loose when I'm done. And here's the thing: if you smoke before you run, and you run until you get the runner's high, you got the best of both worlds, baby. You're high on drugs and life. It's fucking fantastic.
This is the weirdest conversation. I never thought we'd have this conversation.
Is it weird that I usually smoke before I go? I'll hit a bowl before I start running.
Right, because health conscious.
Not right before, but because I have to let your lungs clear. But I like to smoke a bowl and then go for a run. I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow because I've got to take my dad to the doctors. I got to take him to the urologist.
You can get up early.
No, I got to get up at 5 to get there because the urology's appointment is at 8:15.
Ooh.
So I've already got to wake up at around 5 to get there. I might try and squeeze one out before I go. But I'm not disciplined enough to I get up, I have to take a shower. I have to take a hot shower. I just have to. There's no, Yeah. But then I'll dilly-dally, then take the shower, then put on.
What if I came by your house at I don't know, 5:30? And I walked with you.
Why don't you
chased you in the car?
Why don't you go by my dad's house around 7:30 and take him to his urology appointment? If you're volunteering for shit,
I'm not volunteering.
I can just go fucking do whatever I want to do. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
If you'd like to take someone named Matt, if you'd like to take someone named Matt to a doctor.
Oh no, it's my dad to a doctor. His name's not Matt.
Oh, that's right.
I'm the senior.
You're the senior.
That's how that.
3.
Because my dad had a son
before
me.
4. But
yeah, no, that's all right. I understand. Yeah, so it's trying to get a lot of protein, trying to drink a lot more water.
What the fuck?
Here's what I think it's
no one else is confused by this at all.
No, they've this isn't the first they've heard of it.
I have my own.
I've been telling Mike. I told Mike the first day. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's. I ran today. I don't know.
Don't you know, Big Daddy? He's been taking shifts under the bridge for me.
with this new lung capacity, he's unfucking stoppable.
I have my own theory.
Please enlighten us with this theory.
The lazy part of Matt was in his toe. So when it was amputated, and now all of the residual laziness is worn off, and he's just like, I gotta fucking exercise or something.
Now, the weather is a big part of it because the weather's been nice, so it's easy to get out, and that's why I was looking at Planet Fitness today. Because, like, when it rains and shit, I want somewhere to go, but it just seems like a fucking factory. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It just looks like going to work to me.
I view Planet Fitness as a tool. Just a tool. Use it for what you can.
That's what I did. You know, when I was going. It was convenient. Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to, like, you know, find, a route or whatever. You just went, you hopped on the treadmill, you did so many miles, you did other things, and then you got back in your car and you left and you went, home and went about your life.
Because I want the black membership because they got all the therapies and shit.
And you use the tanning bed
because I've been trying.
That's not what I thought you meant.
I've been trying to.
It was the way he said it. Yeah, I got it too. Yeah.
What? Oh.
Anyway you say it, it doesn't. Anyway you say it doesn't sound any better. The black level membership,
no,
membership,
absolutely the way
black,
you said
whatever.
It was the way he said it. It was weird.
Yeah.
So yes, you want to
operations and whatnot. But
so you wouldn't take advantage of the black card membership perk?
I would. That's what. Because that's another thing is this one's been a little bit tougher. And I haven't gotten down to ice, but I've been trying to soak in cold water after, or run a cold shower. I've actually found that it's easier to get into a cold tub than it is to cold shower. But
you do the Bugs Bunny that.
Yeah, but they have the ice bath and shit there. That's what I want to.
I saw. What did I see? It was like a portable ice bath. It's like a little contained vat, whatever that you can take with you wherever you go, and fill with ice and plunge yourself in.
That would be a video shoot. Just we could just take it out randomly somewhere. Just plunge.
I've also
set up in the dark.
I've been seriously considering taking up jiu-jitsu.
Okay, why?
I feel like jiu-jitsu is very elegant, and it's more about disarming your opponent than attacking somebody.
Now you need to take up Taekwondo.
Am I wrong?
Hold on.
Do the David Carradine.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So you're again, Matty Radcliffe is deciding his. So your basis on this is
honestly the physical
to not attack people. Again, I just find myself confused at this.
Minimize damage.
I just, the physical challenge of it. It's a lot of grappling, a lot of rolling around. I think that's like like I said, I want to be flexible more than anything else. I want to be flexible.
Metered application of.
I'm tired of being so tight. I'm tired of being I'm tired of not being able to walk. I want to be flexible. I want to fucking dance. I want to fucking climb trees. I want to be flexible.
You have to roll around with dudes, right? Like you don't get the women's class. And
No, I used to wrestle in high school. I mean, it's not the same, but it's
he's okay with it. He likes it.
dude.
They're wearing pajamas instead of tighty whities.
Dude, no one's gonna be impressed by this, but I'm proud of myself. I cracked out 5 full fucking body push-ups.
nice.
All right, and I got down on the ground. I don't know if you call them burpees,
Yes.
but like it's in wrestling we called it a sprawl, where you just kick your feet out from under you and land on your chest.
Mhm.
That's how I got down there, and then I did 5 full push-ups, and then my arms gave out. And then I did 10 girl push-ups.
Okay. So push-ups to failure. You did push-ups to failure, and then modified push-ups to failure.
Push-ups to finish the set. Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty solid regimen here. Wow.
Yeah, there's a bench over by the basketball court that today I started doing. I added step-ups where I just went to the bench, did 10 on one leg and 10 on the next leg, and then I did free swings, and then ran the rest of the way home. It's not that impressive. It's maybe 60 yards the rest of the way home.
Hey, let me ask you.
What?
Are there monkey bars in that park across the street?
There are. I've been seriously considering trying to I know I can't. I have never been able. I've never. In high school, I couldn't do a pull-up. I've never, because I was 400 pounds.
I just want you to cross the monkey bars. I want to strap. Pete's got that GoPro that he got. I want to strap it to his chest and have him chase you on your run.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
And take video of him chasing you on, but POV video of him chasing you on your run. And you just run through.
I actually have multiple GoPros now. So anyway,
we'll put a camera.
I want to see
every angle.
I want to see a Rocky style montage video at some point.
And just keep running through progressively sillier shit.
Yes.
Oh, and I found out my wife bought me an Apple Watch for my birthday, and I found out that I don't need to have my phone with me to listen to Spotify if I have the watch. So I bought fucking shorts. Like my wife bought me like fucking gym shorts. I have no idea what's going on. But I'm along for the ride.
Is she doing this exercise with you, or is she just doing her own thing?
She's doing her own thing. She's doing her own exercises. Sometimes, the day after the big run, the day after the first run, she wanted to do a video. What I mean by that, we were not shooting pornography. She wanted to watch an exercise video. And we were trying to do the exercise video in the same room with each other, and it was not going well.
Wait, so, who was fucking up what?
I was fucking up everything. Because
apparently you were
at that point, a crab walk was very not a crab, but yeah, kind of like down. Oh, that's another thing. I usually today I did 20. I guess you'd call them wall sits or a squat without any weight.
Were you against the wall, or was it a body weight squat?
It was a body
down, down, up, or against the wall.
Down. Well, no, it was a half wall, and I just went down till my butt touched. Like I went down slow till my butt touched and came back up. Went down slow till my butt touched and came back up. Like went down slow till my butt touched.
Deep knee bends.
Deep knee bends, but kind of like in a squat form. Yeah.
So you're trying to do most of this at home then?
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're not going to join Planet Fitness,
I still might. I'm gonna take a look at the Y.
The Y does still have their open door policy, but I don't think you're going to get it for as cheap as $30 a month.
Yeah, no, it's 25 with $1 down, and then they charge
For
you
his wife?
they charge you 50 a year. It's like a promotion right now. I've been seeing commercials for it ever since I popped in and then started seeing commercials for it. But if there'd have been somebody who's like, all right, well, let me show you how to do it, I'd have signed up. But it's like, oh no, you can just take care of it on your own. Also, I'm looking for this dude who I met at Boscov's, who I think he works there, but he's a big, muscular, fucking Asian dude.
Okay.
And he has the behaviors and mannerisms of a Midwestern farm boy.
Wait a minute.
Mm.
Like, are we talking like a super muscular dude? Like
Yeah,
bodybuilder
like-
style?
Yeah, like barrel chest. You know this guy?
I might know you that guy. Is his name Eric?
I have no clue what his name is.
Oh, he said he's Asian, right?
Yeah, does he work at like a Planet Fitness or something?
He probably does. He probably frequents a Planet Fitness.
I
His
mean,
name's
typical Asian name.
Does he have a wife with a lot of tattoos?
I've never seen his wife, or I don't know any real.
Well, I turned him on. Like, I told him about the podcast because this kid was funny as shit.
So you turned him on, and then you told him about the podcast. That was good.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. That's like, so you want more of that? You got to listen to this.
Hold on a second.
I just give him the Hagio voice or the face. You know, is that how you say it?
Hey, boy.
Hagio.
Hey, boy.
What? What's Pete doing? Is he playing with the stick again?
I'm looking up my friend Eric, and I'm going to send you a picture of him. You can tell me if that's him.
Ah.
Why do you have pictures of Eric on your phone?
So the second
his
thing,
Facebook profile. Hello.
Facebook.
I'm trying to get back into this because I said so.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
That's authority in one sentence. And I think, how many times have you heard that in your life? How many times have I said that in my life?
Yeah.
Fear of asking questions at work or in relationships. This is belief that power equals silence plus control. That's what power is. It's silence plus control. And difficulty trusting your own judgment because you were never allowed to test it. Why can't you be more like your brother or sister?
Mhm.
That one.
Now, I only heard this maybe a handful of times.
Yeah.
We got that echo back. That's fantastic.
I never got this one.
If you don't stop, I'll leave you here.
Oh, no. That one I definitely got. We're 3 for 4 so far.
Well, that's good. Hang on. Did it stop now? It did.
Yep.
Okay. If you don't stop, I'll leave you here. I think I heard that a couple times. Several times. This I heard every day of my life.
Mhm.
You'll never make a living doing that.
Yep, I got that one. I wanted to be a volunteer firefighter at one point.
Well, you can't. You're not going to make a living doing that. That's volunteer.
That's what my mother said.
I often heard, can you make a living doing that? Because I wanted to go into radio.
Well, my dad used to come in and explain to me that all of the cartoons I watched were drawn by people in insane asylums,
Damn.
and then I should mow the lawn.
All those people are crazy, so you might as well mow the goddamn lawn.
Right. Big boys and big girls don't get scared. Yeah. I mean, I heard that a bunch.
Man up. Same basic thing.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, how many times you hear that one? I sacrifice everything for you, you little motherfucker.
My pussy used to be tight.
This guy, believe it or not, this guy said to me often through childhood.
Huh.
Often. You know,
Well, that explains a lot.
it's one of those things where you really overcorrect. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because if I'm too sensitive, then then anything I say is
should
fine.
pass through that filter. Yeah.
Should pass through that filter, right? You see my point. But you got to apologize for having boundaries and second guess your gut instinct. Gravitate towards emotionally unavailable partners because it echoes home. Flip the script. Sensitivity is data. It tells you where your values lie. Who matters, what feels off, instead of seeing it as excess baggage. Treat it like a radar. Uncomfortable signals mean something needs attention, not suppression. No, you suppress it. You suppress everything. Why loving parents still say unloving things? Because they're assholes.
Because there's nobody hands you the fucking instruction book.
Right? You know how much of a pain in the ass kids are? Dude, let me tell you something.
Fuck up.
I was helping this couple yesterday, and they had this 2-year-old kid with them. And she was white and he was black. And the only reason I mention it is so you can just this child was so beautiful. His eyes were yellow.
Oh,
He had that deep mocha skin tone.
That the light eye, yeah.
And he had the light blonde, but not heavy curl, but enough curl. This kid was so beautiful, right? Just like he could play Jesus. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this kid was a fucking nightmare. He went through every time they put him down, he was tearing ass off. I'm trying to talk to the dad about a suit. He's fucking tearing off. He's ripping shit off the fucking thing.
Maybe he was Jesus.
Here's the thing. Kids are a fucking nightmare. They look like angels, right? But they're kids. And you just need them. Sometimes you just need them to shut the fuck up, or you just need them to listen, or you just need them to go see grandpa.
Please don't repeat that fucking thing you heard.
Right. You just listen. I know you're scared of grandpa, but if you could just shut the fuck up and go hug him. You know what I mean?
No. What you do is you kneel down, you look them right in the eye, you bring their face next to your face, and you say, listen, you can either go visit your grandpa or you can go visit your great grandpa. Choose one.
Now, see, that would be considered an unloving statement.
Some might even say a threat.
Pete, we've got you unmuted here, and we seem to have the issue has seemed to have passed. Just so you know, if you have anything to add.
I always viewed it as a parental offer of love and support. I can visit either this generation or not.
Wait, which one are we discussing right now?
Oh, Big Daddy had his own.
Oh,
which was, but I think the point that I was making was like parenting's hard, and sometimes you need that kid to behave in a way to get to the next fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, parenting is hard, but you know what? My belt is harder. So
sure, abusing children's one way to go, or
Really, when we say "or," we're hoping for input. we also do not have the answer.
Or don't beat your kids. I mean, Matthew, I never struck in anger. I never struck any of my kids in anger.
Wait, in anger, does that mean did it happily?
Yes.
Yeah, it was all for fun.
It was all for fun because I was bored. I used to take Matt out back, kick the shit out of him.
Is it 3 o'clock already?
We didn't stop till he almost beat me. He almost beat me. but we had a rule that no nuts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as I felt myself being overtaken,
Nuts.
nuts.
Life ain't fair, kid. Get up.
That's rules are meant to be broken, especially when you're losing to your fucking 13-year-old kid.
Stop throwing up.
You know,
Walk it off.
Pukins for pussies. Get over here.
I was a tipper too. It was a caught it with the fingertips.
Oh,
whipping act.
Mm.
just a graze.
He was so mad.
I guess
That's
he
the one
was.
that doesn't hurt for a second.
And then it hurts.
And
all
then it
the way
hurts
up
a
your-
whole lot for a while.
all the way up
'Cause you
your
think-
front.
Yeah, you think,
rings
oh,
in
maybe
your
it
head.
missed.
It rings in your head, and then it tightens your asshole on the way out.
And now, tales of child abuse with Matty Rockdeff. One of the things I used to do. No, but sometimes I would just, like, if Matt was riding in the front seat with me, I would just fucking hit him.
You got to teach him to be on the alert for the
Dude,
unexpected.
be on your guard. Don't trust anybody.
Exactly.
Be a man.
You were
Keep your eye-
teaching
keep your-
him life lessons, man.
I remember one time, me and Matt, this is back when Wawa had the glass coffee pots, the old school coffee pots. And it only matters because
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
me and Matt, he was probably about 11 or 12, were vividly describing what we were going to, like, how we were going to kick each other's asses
In Wawa.
in Wawa.
Around
Like,
people.
yeah, around, like, exactly. So I'm gonna take, and I would pick up, like, I'll take this coffee pot and I'm gonna put it right over your fucking head. He's like, I'll shove the broken shards right up your asshole, man. Don't think I will. And it was just, I mean, we're talking, it's 15 years ago now, but it's one of my fondest memories of just me and him calmly.
How many times did you walk out to a cop car pulling up like, sir, we received a call?
You know what though? 15 years ago, you wouldn't have gotten that phone call. 15 years ago, the cop would have handed you his own bill.
No, right. I remember when I took him and his kind of cousin. It was my brother's girlfriend's kid. I took them to a mall. It's this 2-story mall, but there was an arcade. So I took them into the arcade and they played some games and got some tickets.
Right.
Well, they only had enough to get those balsa wood gliders. I'm like, oh fuck, we're gonna have a good time. And they're like, what? And I'm like, it's learning time, kids. So then we put the thing together. I went to the top of the steps of this mall and I'm teaching these kids about aerodynamics. And I'm letting the kids throw the fucking airplanes off.
Told the mall cop.
Yes. But I mean, it was a lesson, you know. Look how far it goes. Look at this, you know, because you started up higher, all that, you know. And but I was just letting the kids throw paper airplanes off the fucking second floor. But then when mall security came up, I was like, you know, I was just, you know, I'm here. I was teaching them about aerodynamics. You know, I was trying to teach them a lesson. I didn't think there was anybody around. He's like, yeah, you just can't do that. And then I forget what the kid.
I'd be like, what? Teach people?
Matt's kind of cousin.
You say?
Matt's kind of cousin was a little off. Like he was. And he said something like "fuck the system" or "fuck you, pig," and he threw the fucking thing off the thing and just fucking ran. And I was like, the security guard did nothing.
Fuck you, pig.
He's a very nerdy kid with glasses and like crooked teeth. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Red hair.
I remember I bought the kids later on that day. I bought the kids Stewart's root beer.
Mm.
Yeah.
In the bottle, in that, you know, the beer bottle looking bottle. and they wanted to clink glasses, and he comes up, he goes, "Bros before hoes." These kids like 12, and he just fucking slams this root beer like. Me and Maddox just watching him like, what are you doing?
All right, dude. A little intense.
Yeah, that kid was funny. I wonder if I could find him.
That kid is in jail.
My kid is absolutely in jail. I can almost guarantee that. On like fucking on trumped up drug charges because he's a vagrant. but parenting the next generation
Differently.
Yeah, because I said so. Swap that for something age appropriate, like fucking do it or I'll hit you. Oh, it's late. Your body needs rest. Shows respect. Why would you respect your child? Doesn't even make sense. Validate first. Solve second. I get you're angry that your toy broke. Let's see if we can fix it together. No, you clumsy prick. Now it's broke. Now throw it in the trash. Go mow the lawn. Keep comparisons out of compliments. Praise effort, progress, or unique quirks rather than rating against siblings. Like, oh, you're not nearly as retarded as you usually are.
You know what, son? Today you were only half tard. Good job.
You know, you ain't been so useless lately. I think that's one I actually heard.
Boy, we're gonna have to get him to take those 2 letters back. You ain't retarded. You're just tarded now. You ain't retarded. You're just tarded.
You didn't go back on anything.
I wonder if I could get a couple dollars back on that R and that E.
Well, I mean, they had me tested. I'm not. But I was too sensitive.
I was gonna say you're very sensitive about that. You do bring it up often.
Dude, my parents not only had me tested to see if I'm retarded, but they told me about it. Like, we're going to see if you're really that stupid. Was a conversation we had.
We better not find out that this is all an act.
Right. And then when they found out I wasn't,
You're really
my
smart
dad
enough
was legitimately, my father was legitimately pissed off.
that you were smart enough to act that dumb.
I don't, he was legitimately angry, and to the point where he'd bring it up and he'd scream at me, "You're not retarded. We had you tested." Like, they weren't doing it. They weren't doing it to get me better, to improve my life in the least. They were just trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with this kid.
I have a pretty clear idea of the emotion that brings a father to say those words.
I got this paper right here that says you ain't retarded.
Oh, wow.
So this was, back before, really understanding learning disabilities, and, it was just this blanket term of
Retarded.
Retarded.
You didn't get your own word.
And my parents, they needed to find out. They had questions. You don't get that test done unless you have questions.
What questions do you think they had, Matt?
Oh, no, I think the biggest question is this kid retarded? What? Now, for those who would be offended by the R word, I'd like to say this This was conversations had with me. Like, you're offended by it. This was at me, right? So
in a time when this was the medically accepted term.
Yes, and clinically diagnosed, clinical definitions that are still used, that are, even though they're not widely accepted, you can still find them in people's charts because that's how they were diagnosed.
So somewhere in Matt's medical record, there's a brief line, 2 words, hopefully with quotation marks and a period, not retarded.
It's a big red stamp.
Actually, it's probably something more along the lines of not fully retarded.
Not as retarded as one might think.
Not clinically retarded. ...
he can hold the job, he just won't. So. Well, I feel a lot better. I'm glad I skipped therapy this week.
No problem, man.
You're welcome.
We're always here for you.
Define retarded.
I had an endocrinologist appointment today. My A1C was 7.
Ooh. What was it at the last check?
9 something.
Oh, nice.
And then before that it was 12 something.
God damn.
Yeah. That's why I got put on. Well, and I haven't been on Mounjaro for like 2 months. So that's kind of, I think that's might be some of the idea behind the exercise. Is just, if you can control your body weight, you can control your metabolism, burn the calories that you're ingesting, make better decisions about ingesting those calories. It's just hard when you've been smoking pot all day and there's cookies downstairs. You know what I mean?
Well, if you is that nah, that's probably too far.
Now I gotta hear it.
If you gotta ask yourself, is it too far? It's definitely not far enough.
Well, if it's one thing I've learned, it's that if you get both legs amputated, it's very hard to fight off a rapist.
Wow. Not wrong, though.
Especially in jiu-jitsu where you have to wrap your legs around. If it's just knees, you might as well lube up.
I mean, we've all seen John Cleese as the Black Knight, It's just a flesh wound,
Yeah, I think that's a purely white phenomenon. To expect Big Daddy to have seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I think.
Have you seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
No, I am familiar with that part because I've dated almost all white women in my life. So.
And Connie quotes Monty Python pretty heavily, so I figured.
Yes, she does.
Well, gents, we've been going for an hour.
Have we really?
Yeah, over an hour. It's 11:14. Pete really wants an echo. He likes echoes.
I wondered why you muted me. You still having a problem over there, eh?
It comes and goes.
Okay.
So
right now it's coming.
Yeah.
So am I.
But I'm tired. I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up at 5:30 or 4:45. I gotta try to get there and get him there by 8:15. So let's bring this to a close.
All right. This has been episode 238 on behalf of Grease Monkey Pete, Big Daddy, and our fearless leader, Matty Rockdeff. I'm Professor Mike Latoris. We'll see you next time. This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.